everyone, I'm Jamie and welcome back to my channel and welcome to another cross-stitching update video. In my previous video that I had put out, I had talked about my end of year goals, and I'm not really sure the best way to try and meet those goals, and so the next few weeks I'm just going to be trying out different stitching methods probably to see which one is going to work best to meet my goals on the two projects that I am trying to work on a lot for the end of the year, which is Drinks on the Beach, which I want to finish 6 pages total on this chart. I think I've almost finished the top 3 pages because there's a partial page. And then I also want to fully finish Autumn Harmony by Maxine Gadd. So I'm trying to get those finished. I don't know the best way to do it though. And so I have done calculations and I wrote them all down. And so I know how many stitches are left in each chart. And I know how many stitches I should be doing roughly a day to try and get them done. I'm just not sure if I should daily stitch on both of them. So do like, how many stitches is it? 280 stitches on this a day, and then be doing almost 500 stitches on this a day. I don't know if I should daily stitch, or I also figured out how many stitches it is in a week. So I multiplied my daily amount by 7. And for Autumn Harmony, that is 3,199. And for Drinks on the Beach, it is 1,960 stitches in a week. So I think what I'm going to try this week is I am going to try doing the weekly stitching first on Drinks on the Beach. So that's almost 2,000 stitches. Once I have done my 2,000 stitches on this, then I am going to work on Autumn Harmony, and I'm going to try doing it that way, just seeing if this is the easiest way. If I end up like not meeting my goals on one of them, then maybe next week I will try just doing daily stitching on each of them. And yeah, I'm just gonna try different things and see what works best for trying to get them finished. I'm also probably going to be switching around my stitching methods. For example, right now I am solely focusing on this area for Autumn Harmony, but then once I get over here, I might start doing some extreme cross country by color and try and get some colors finished. So yeah, I'm just going to be trying out like different things and seeing which way works best, and also just keeps me from getting bored while I'm trying to get these things finished, because I'm gonna have to change things around a little bit just to not get bored of working on only 2 projects for the next 3-ish months. So yeah, let's see how this goes. Hopefully we can make some good progress on these 2 projects this week, which I don't know if I mentioned, this is the Haid 2025 stitch along. I don't know if they're having a stitch along for next year. I actually don't have the Facebook app currently, and that's where they announce a lot of their stuff, is in the Facebook groups. And so my plan is that once I actually get this finished, the 6 pages, I will get the Facebook app again and go and see what's going on, because you do have to have Facebook for the Haid stitch alongs. That is where they give you like all the information. They also have a form that you fill out at the end of the year in the Facebook group, where you like get a picture of your however many pages, your 6 pages, or if you finish the full thing, you'll take a picture, put it in the form, and that's how they know you completed the challenges. So you have to have Facebook for it. But I haven't been on Facebook, so I have no idea if they're doing another stitch along or not next year. I don't know if they've even thought about it, because last year I think they announced it. It might have been in October sometime or November. I don't remember what it was. But yeah, I don't know if I would be doing another one next year, just because I always get behind. So I still have this one to work on and the 2024 stitch along. I didn't even mention the artwork for this one is by Lars Stewart, and the chart, the mini version is Drinks on the Beach. I'm pretty sure there is a larger version of this chart that probably also has the same name. And yeah, so there's all the information. And this is going to be the first chart that I work on this week. So let's see if I can get these 2,000 stitches done on this chart. This is on 32 count 1/1 half cross, so that does make it go a little bit faster. And I really hope I can get the stitching done on this like in the next couple days, and that way I will have a lot more time for Autumn Harmony. So also I will mention real quick is I also will be working on some crochet. I started the 6-Day Star Blanket by Betty McKnit, and this is my first day working on it. So I started it last night, and I am using the Karen slice of anniversary cake in the color book club. And it's like falling apart because I pulled from the center. So yeah, this is my 6-day star blanket. I am enjoying working on it so far. It's really fun using chunky yarn. I have never used chunky yarn before. And yeah, it's just so big that this is only like, I think 7 or 8 rounds, and it's already pretty big. You see progress very fast when it's a chunky yarn. So I will be also working on that and then reading books. I will include books at the end, and I will also try and add chapters because I figured out how to do chapters. So if you want to skip books, like I said, that will be at the end, and there will be chapters that tell you where the things are. So I will be back once I have some progress on Drinks on the Beach, and hopefully I'll be switching over to working on Autumn Harmony. Fingers crossed. It is now Saturday and I am done with my stitching on Drinks on the Beach. So on Thursday I did 600 stitches on Drinks on the Beach, and then yesterday, Friday, I did, I think it was like 1,400 stitches. And so that means my stitching on this is finished. And I was working on filling in this area here. So there's like a nice little like flower, part of a drink right there. And then you can see the edges of a drink right here. So that is all of my stitching this week for Drinks on the Beach, which means that today I started working on Autumn Harmony, and I will show you where I am right now. So on Autumn Harmony, I have done, I think 200-ish stitches today, filling in this bottom section. I'm really hoping that this week I will manage to finish this bottom section, and then I'll be able to start working on the section that's over here. But I will be back once I have done more stitching on Autumn Harmony. And then real quick, I was going to mention a book I just purchased. So I was out shopping and they had Alchemised by Senlin Yu, and so I ended up getting this because I had a Barnes & Noble credit, so, or not credit, like a coupon thing, like you spend money and then you earn like a coupon or something. So I decided to use it on Alchemised, which is a big book. I was really tempted to get the ebook just because of the size of this, but I think it's really pretty, so I ended up getting Alchemised. So I will be back once I have done some crafting. I think I'm supposed to do like 3,000 stitches on Autumn Harmony over like 5 days or something now, because I have this planned out for a 1-week period of time. So I spent 2 days on Drinks on the Beach, and then there's today, which I have been doing Autumn Harmony, and then I will have 4 more days to try and do my weekly stitching for Autumn Harmony, and we'll see how that goes. It is now Friday, the 10th of October, and I am going to give my final update for this video, which I will say I have one exciting thing to show, which is this corner of Autumn Harmony is officially done, and so I'm very excited to have this corner finished. It took quite a while because there was some like confetti stitches, like especially down in the bottom. There's like this little leafy bit here or something, and it's just totally different colors than the rest of the area that the colors that were used. So that took a little bit of time, and then I got to move my hoop. First, I will show the one side of her that is finished, because we now have one side finished. So we have the top and then going down. Yay! So that is very exciting. And then I decided to move the hoop and start working back up on this side. And I think I have a before picture, so I will show that. And I am going to say that I did not stitch the amount that I needed to like reach my weekly goal, which was I think about like 3,000 stitches. I think I was in like the mid 2,000 stitches on Autumn Harmony. There were some things going on during the week, so I did not like stitch on her that much some of the days, and so yeah, I got a little behind, but it's fine. I'm still technically on track to where I can finish her by the end of the year, and I am just excited to have that bottom corner finished. I also think that some of the area up here, like in this background, isn't as confetti heavy, so I'm hoping it won't take as long to get the stitches in on this area here. And like the areas with her arm and like skin, and then she has her ear up here, those areas don't have a lot of confetti, so those will also be easier areas to get my stitches in. So that was all of my stitching for the week. I did start a crochet project, which I talked about earlier. I started the 6-day star blanket using the slice of anniversary cake in the color book club. So here's where I am on the star. I am not sure if I want to keep going with the star blanket or not, and I'm just really conflicted because for the star blanket, it is a free pattern, I'm going to say that, so free pattern, and then I'm just not sure if I want to do it because you have to like keep track of the rows, like it's a certain amount of row repeat throughout it, and it's just kind of boring to stitch. I don't know, because like I like the way it looks, but I don't know if I actually enjoy the process of making it. Also, I just feel like the shape of this blanket isn't that practical, you know? Like, I started a different one, and so I'm just gonna see which one I like more. So I haven't ripped this out yet. I'm going to leave this, and then I started a little swatch of a different blanket, and so I'm going to see which blanket I like more, because this one is technically easier. Like, this would be mindless crochet. I wouldn't have to keep track of like what round I'm on or anything like that, and this will be a square when it's finished. So this is a corner to corner blanket. The pattern is free on the, I think it was on the Karen website. Like, this pattern was actually made for the anniversary cakes. And so yeah, I tried this. I've never done a corner to corner blanket before, and it's fun because you're just making like a little block. So you start off by making one block, and then on the next round, you know, you do two, and then you are just continually adding blocks, and then you will eventually start to decrease once you have what you want, and then the colors end up striping diagonally through the blanket. So I am not sure exactly what I'm going to do blanket wise. Like, I like this. It is very fun looking. I don't know if I love the process of making it. And like I said, I just don't know how practical a star shaped blanket would be compared to a square. You know, I feel like a square is more usable. I don't know. So I just grabbed a whole nother cake of this because I think I have 6 cakes of this yarn, and so I just started a swatch, and I'm just gonna keep going until I decide which one I like more. I am going to make this like a little bit bigger before I make my final decision, so we'll see. I'm not sure yet which blanket I would like to continue to make, so that's up in the air. I did not work on anything else, I don't think, for knitting or crocheting. It was just these 2 blankets. For books, I think I mentioned earlier that I had bought Alchemised, which is by Senlin Yu, and I am not reading that yet. I am currently reading Manacled, which was the fanfic that she wrote before, and then it was pulled down, and then she rewrote it to publish because you can't publish fanfic. So yeah, that's all I've been doing for reading. I haven't got a ton done. Haven't really been playing games, but there is a new Pokemon game coming out next week. So I am thinking about if I'm going to get it or not. I don't know, because I do already have a lot of games that I could be playing. So that might be more of like a Christmas present to myself once we get to Christmas. But yeah, that's all for this video. I will be back maybe next week or the week after with another update on Autumn Harmony and Drinks on the Beach. Thank you everyone for watching, liking, commenting, or subscribing. Bye!